Hi everyone, Ulster Expat here, new to the vlogging adventures. Been thinking about putting together vlogs for quite a while, a number of years actually, but never got round to do it for one reason or another. And obviously there's been a bit of chat on the Facebook groups or the YouTube groups around potentially the falling away of some of the BrewTube content and the reasons for that, and there are many valid reasons for that. So I thought, well, no better time than the present to sort of launch myself into a bit of vlogging, and yeah, so here I am. So let me introduce myself. So my name's Richard. I am coming from small town Northern Ireland in County Armagh, not too far away from Big Banana Brewer, who's a well-known character to a lot of you. And yeah, but been living in Edinburgh in Scotland for the last 23 years, so yes, over half my life. So hence the YouTube handle, the Ulster Expat, because very proud Ulsterman, Irishman, but yes, very much living in away from home. Still call it home after 23 years. So yeah, what's the background to my brewing? So been brewing in anger really since about 2017. Did have minor experience with a kit when I was at university, like maybe a lot of us. That didn't turn out well. Didn't really light the fire in the interest for me. But actually around about 2017, a friend of mine had got into brewing, and we started sort of brewing together as a group of friends, brewed, and yeah, that sort of rekindled the interest, and took the plunge in 2017, and yeah, been brewing ever since. So I'm here in my I would love to say my dedicated brew space. It's partially dedicated to brewing. I'm very lucky. I've got a home office situated at the bottom of my garden, primarily to get me out of the house, because I've now got 3 kids, and the kids are taking up more and more space, and I am home based in my job. But so whilst it's not a dedicated brewery, I was able, whenever we were planning the building of this, was to incorporate the brewery side of things into it. So so I have my sort of work area, which is sort of all in front of me where the camera is placed, and actually all the brewing space is behind me here, which you can't maybe see in great detail, but I'll go into that maybe in another video in more detail. So yes, very lucky to have the dedicated space, and previous to that it was very much based in my kitchen and the cupboard under the stairs. So brewing in the kitchen, and then everything else, with fermentation, serving, conditioning, etc. Everything happened in the cupboard under the stairs. So I've now moved into my brewing space. You can probably see behind me the eagle-eyed. I brew on a Braumeister 10-litre brewer, so bit of a hangover from brewing in the kitchen really. Really needed to sort of downsize to make sure that I could fit everything in. But also, I started on a Bulldog brewer, sort of standard 19-20 litre all-in-one kit boiler. The original per relation to the grain father. But actually, during COVID, well, more accurately, probably the first half of COVID, much like everybody, didn't have very much to do and was probably drinking more than I should be. So made a conscious decision just to cut back on the amount that I was drinking, and result of that was that actually I wasn't really brewing very often. So I was, I think I was down to maybe brewing twice a year on my 19-litre system, and yeah, I was missing it. I mean, I really enjoy the hobby. We all do, otherwise we wouldn't do it. But I really enjoy the brew days, and not only being able to do that twice a year was a real. I found it really restrictive. So yeah, I thought, well, downsize to 10 litre batches, and then there's the win-win situation of, well, I'm brewing more often, and also when I had the 19 litre kit, I was very much well, not scared, but reluctant to try experimental beers, or even dark beers. I don't really brew that many dark beers, and I was reluctant to brew a dark beer or an experimental beer that would turn out not very nice, and potentially I would therefore end up with like 19 litres of it to get through. So thought, well, if I go down to 10 litres, I can brew more often, and brew sort of more variety, and that's sort of come through into fruition, really. I take sort of detailed brewing notes in my little trusty book here, and in 2022, which was the first year where I started taking sort of notes in this book. I ended up brewing 9 batches of beer. So that was a personal best for me. So in 2022, I brewed. So I can't find it. You think I wouldn't have that many notes, but I do. And so in my brewing year of 2022, I brewed 9 brews, which was a personal best. And those consisted of 3 Kolsches, 2 Vienna lagers, 2 stouts, 1 golden ale, and 1 IPA. So it really has helped up my sort of volume of brew days, which I find a good thing. And as we speak in July of 2023, I'm already 7 batches deep. So I think I'm on course to do about a brew a month. So maybe 12 in the year, which would keep me in enough beer. I don't think I would need to do very much more than that for that to keep me in beer for the whole year. I don't really have the setup to show you around at the moment. I will do that in another video. But I'm very lucky to have to my right, or to the left as you look at it in the video, a dedicated two tap keezer. My brewing space behind me, I have a fermentation fridge, so that really gives me the setup to do two batches, to have two beers on keg, and to have the space, additional space to condition a third beer in the keezer, and obviously in the firm fridge as well. So really sort of happy with my setup at the moment, and it's serving me well. The Eagle-Eyed behind me, you can see that I'm brewing on a Braumeister 10 litre. Maybe I've mentioned that before. Really like the Braumeister. Really sort of hands-off brew day. Some people like that, some people don't. But for me, I find it makes very good beer. I know that the equipment doesn't make the good beer, but it helps to a certain degree, and I certainly think that I get very, very clear wort off that. Again, the downside, and I might do a video on this actually, just about the sort of pros and cons of the Braumeister, but certainly the biggest con of the Braumeister is malt volume, or grain volume. So you really are restricted. I think I've pushed it to. You can do up to about a 5.5% beer, and then any additional grain that you add after that, it's counterintuitive, because you're falling off an efficiency cliff. So in reality, you're best sort of maxing out at sort of at a 5.5% beer, based on about. I get about 80-85% efficiency on that. So that's also a good thing on sort of reasonable grain volumes. You get really, really good efficiency on it. So yes, I want to cut it short. I'm 10 minutes deep here, or about 10 minutes deep. I'll maybe sort of begin to wrap up here. So really, again, you know, if you like the content, or you're interested in the content, then please, you know, like and subscribe, as all the YouTubers say. I'm aiming to sort of get semi-regular videos up onto YouTube, to coincide maybe with a brew day. Once I get maybe a bit more equipment. I certainly need a microphone, because the sound quality on this video is terrible, which I'm sure you probably agree with. I need a tripod for the camera, and I need to get sort of familiar with some of the editing software, which some of you on the BrewTube Facebook page have already pointed me in the right directions for. So yeah, so thank you very much again for watching. Hopefully I haven't bored you too much. As I said, I'll get more videos up. I'm trying to do a sort of 15-minute max video style, be that some brew day footage, be that, you know, some equipment. I wouldn't say equipment reviews, because I'm not necessarily looking for people to send me equipment, but to show you that, you know, my equipment setup, and maybe to come at it from the viewpoint of a small batch brewer, because certainly, you know, we're in the minority probably, and you know, most people brew on, you know, the standard 5 gallon or 19 litres equipment. I mean, they're the most common pieces of equipment out there. So yeah, might look at focusing in on small batch brewing type videos. So yeah, so again, so I've been the Ulster Expat. Thank you very much for watching, and look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thank you.